So let us be aware of how we are seated. Let us be conscious of the ground that holds us steady. Let us be aware of the magnetic field around the body that radiates in all directions and comes from within. The body is fully magnetic. It is interconnected with the worldwide being everywhere. Let us now make sure that the posture is conducive to our concentration. If you're sitting on a chair, make sure the small of your back is nicely fitted to the back of the chair. Try to cross your ankles and place them underneath, adjusting the hips forward. If you are seated on the ground or on a cushion, make sure that the body is adjusted. If the knees are high up, you need extra support. It is very important at this hour of Vespers in the even that we become aware lest our mind gets deviated during the busy activities of our day. Let us take the body and the mind and mentally surrender them to the Lord. Let us feel a current of holy energy surging through the body, manifesting through the mind, and coming from that source of all being, that great Alpha and Omega, the beginning, also the middle and the end. Let us feel this divine being as a source. And from this source, let us allow truth and goodness, beauty and love to radiate in all directions equally. Let us affirm the sanctity of every name and form that it engages in what we call the observable universe, this earth that contains all resources that we require. Air, various gaseous components within it, the earth itself, whose core sets up a magnetic field, the shielding around the earth that stops deleterious cosmic rays from endangering organic life. Generally, all this life we take for granted, but let us feel a sense of attunement and oneness with what we call nature, comprising every creature, even the smallest, the tiniest, the ones we cannot see, the microbial creatures even. Just marvel at the ingenuity of their motility. Let us see how intelligence is captured by them and how it's exhibited in the capacity to reproduce, interact with their environment. Let us take this group of cells that comprise our own body, a collective effort for a central purpose. Let us feel how we are charged with this purpose, with a destiny in mind, to reach our own supreme inner self, our own highest Godhead and Godhood. Let us feel the pulse that surges through the body. Let us attribute it to God as God's timepiece, keeping rhythm and time in the body, regulating all bodily functions. Let us feel a sense of thankfulness for this great investment, so that we may use this instrument so beautifully organized and arranged, and we may feel its holistic aspect with every other body. Let us radiate our feeling of oneness, truth and beauty, goodness and love in every direction. Let us bless everything with this intention. May all beings, without exception, may all beings be happy. May all beings be prosperous. May all beings exert their inner strength. May all beings unfold their potential inner purpose. Let our nearness be oneness. Let the earth abound in prosperity and goodness. Let us marvel at this unique arrangement of the sky and the air and the water, of the right amount of heat for life, the right amount of combinations of gases for life, right amount of chemical nutrients for life, the knowledge to grow, to defend, to strive and to thrive within all these organic systems. What a wonderful marvel this is. And as we feel this, we can feel an inward upward surge, an irresistible urge to unfold our perfection and to align ourselves with that supreme spiritual center of our own being. Let us continue spreading our goodwill, our values of strength, beauty, goodness, love, harmony, beyond the borders of this blue marble planet, shimmering and shining at its edge, but beyond complete blackness. Occasionally, a few sparkles, an arrangement of these that we call constellations, let us spread all our higher values to every single thing that moves, to all beings in our galaxy, to all those beings in infinite space. Let us assert how this infinite space is also infinite energy. How this infinite energy is infinite knowledge. How this infinite knowledge is infinite bliss. Let us reach out in our blessing beyond the borders that we know of, knowing that there are worlds that we have no idea about, subtle regions where beings abound, different classes, as it were, on different planes, on different levels, in parallel universes, in vast regions beyond our wildest imaginations. Let these three worlds be blessed by us. What has just been described are these three worlds described as a prelude to that most marvelous Gayatri mantra. It is mentally repeated, Om Bhu-Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yona Prachodayat. We meditate on that being that illumines all minds and hearts. Every being that shines is illumined by it. Let our minds also be illumined, let this illumination come to us. And we bless all with peace, infinite peace. Now that the mind is settled, let us now take up the mantra that perhaps our Guru has given us, that secret sound embodiment of our chosen, most dear, most relevant ideal of this absolute. Let us spend, as usual, a little time in recitation. And if you have not got a mantra, then take up this supreme mantra of mantras, this Om that represents the sum totality of all existence. Let us sit in quiet as we either mentally or subtly with moving lips repeat our mantra. Let us feel the great joy that we get from lovingly repeating the Lord's name. Let us fill our minds with this great sound embodiment. Let us invite the presence of that all-powerful, all-present, all-blissful entity. Let us settle the mind. Let us imagine that this mind is like an ocean whose waves deliver many different ideas, feelings. But let us concentrate only on its sound. Let us feel that we are listening to the ocean's waves breaking on the shore and retreating. Let us match the incoming and outgoing breath with these incoming and outgoing waves. Let us feel one with the rhythms of the universe that have these regular patterns. Let us feel how that source of our life is moving the diaphragm muscle up and down, enabling breathing. Let us attribute this to that one whose sound symbol is Om. Let us mentally hear this Om with every in-breath, with every out-breath. Let us withdraw our attention from every external thought and every external object. Let us withdraw our mind from the sense organs of the eyes, the ears, sense of smell and touch and taste. Let us withdraw into the very depths of our being, sinking down deeply into that which we call our blissful base. Let us take up the theme of darkness that we mentioned earlier. When we look into the night sky, it is largely dark, black, and empty. The scriptures tell us about the cave of the heart. Most of our life is in the dark cave, witnessing and reacting to mere shadows on a wall. Whatever our experience throughout our day and in our past are like shadows projected from a source of light that gives shape to these shadows cast on a wall, like a cave wall whose crevices and irregularities make the distorted forms and shapes. Let us think that this is our familiar world of people, places, objects, events. Let us feel this darkness everywhere all around, away from these flickering lights. And there, in the very core of the cave of the heart, let us find a single light. This light was lit with our pure intention. This pure light keeps watch even while we sleep. Let us fix our mind on this single flame, unflickering. The flame was never created, was never born. This flame will remain for all eternity. Let us feel the warmth of its love, the vibrancy of its life. Let this flame grow in our hearts, and let us see that within it, at its very warmest core, emerging from this, the holy form of the Mother, the Father, the Essence, the enduring, the infinite, the omnipresent, the omniscient, the immortal entity. Let us get close to this. Let us pour out our heart's love in thankfulness, adoration, and wonder. Let us pause for a moment as we do this and bare our souls and allow ourselves to be filled with the grace of this pure being. Now let us dive deeply into it. Let us become one. Let us feel that nothing else exists except this one existence. This entity is pure love. This entity pours its grace incessantly through and as all bodies, through and as all thought, through and as every form, every identity, flowing as a river flows with pure love. Unceasing grace flowing. All this from deep within the heart. And in this mental movement, let us feel that hands and legs and limbs and heads do not belong to us. They are simply expressive, organized, organic cells through which this pure light and life and love is flowing. There is none else except this. No other God except this. O adorable Lord of mercy and love, salutations and prostrations unto Thee. Thou art omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent. Thou art Sat Chit Ananda, existence, consciousness, and bliss absolute. Grant us an understanding heart, equal vision, balanced mind, faith, devotion, and wisdom. Grant us the inner spiritual strength to resist temptations and control the mind. Free us from all our vices, fill our hearts with divine virtues. Let us behold Thee in all these names and forms. Let us serve Thee in all these names and forms. Let Thy name be ever on our lips, Thy presence be ever in our hearts. Let us abide in Thee forever and ever. Let us abide in Thee forever and ever. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May peace abound and spread everywhere.